Hey, what's going on, guys? Paul Farmer here from paulgfarmer.com. And this is week number 9. Well, actually, it's episode number 9, not week number 9, episode number 9 of my Forex trading journey. Here's where I share with you what I've been learning when it comes to this high income skill. And basically, each week I come on here and I share with you my results for the week. Um, and I talk about my experience, I talk about the mistakes I made, and just about anything else I can really think of when it comes to this. And the reason I'm doing this is one, I want to have a record. I want to look back. So when the day comes where I am a very successful trader, because that day will come eventually, I don't know when, but it will come. I want to be able to look back, but I also want you to be able to see where I started. And hopefully that provides some inspiration to you. And hopefully that maybe might inspire you to want to learn this very valuable skill, especially in this day and age, honestly, with everything going on with all these companies laying off people. Yeah, it's just now really is the time for you to decide to learn something that's going to pay you, that doesn't require you to go out and get a job or a second job or a third job. Okay, now is the time. I wouldn't wait on this. I've been a marketer. I've been marketing, doing affiliate marketing, network marketing, um, that kind of thing for nearly 9 years now. In March, it will be 9 years for me. And that is another way. That's another way to earn an income. And we definitely have an option to do that. But I think it's really refreshing. And I think it's something that, the introverts, and I would say I'm an introvert, even though I do all these videos, I'm an introvert. I like my privacy. I'm not like the outgoing guy. I'm just, I do have big goals. I do have big dreams. And I don't allow that to stop me. So, anyway, so here I am just kind of sharing my story about this new skill I'm learning. And I'm still just a baby at it. I'm still just in preschool learning this skill. And like I was listening to, I've been tuning into Grant Cardone's 10X challenge that's been going on this week. 10 days with Grant Cardone. And then he has his guest, very successful guest coming on. The one he had yesterday was Dar Man. I never heard of Dar Man, but I guess he's very, very influential when it comes to social media. He has 30 million followers on social media, and I guess he's like billions of views, billions of views. So it's pretty incredible. But one of the things he was saying, one of the things you can do, most powerful thing you can do, is share your story. Share your story. Share from where you started. Like he was telling a story about a guy that was looking for a job, and he was chronicling his job. Like he was going out and sharing with his audience. At first, it was probably very small, but he was sharing with this audience what he was doing. Like, oh yeah, I went to get this job, but I got rejected here, and I got rejected here. So what happened was people started following along, wanting to know what was going to happen, and then finally he did get a job. So he had this big following when he finally got a job, But they'd been following along on his journey. That's why reality shows are so popular. People like to be taken on a journey. And if you start in a place where you don't know anything, or you're coming from a place of struggle, and you get through that struggle, and you do that in the public eye, I mean, that's no one's going to take anything away from you there, So anyway, that just kind of backed it up. And I've heard Ray Higman say the same thing. Heard Cardone say the same thing. So it just kind of backs it up that, hey, that's a good idea. That's something you should be doing. So here I am sharing my journey. It's not always pleasant. It's not always exciting. This might bore you to death, but I know some people might get value from it. Okay, so this week was pretty decent. All right. I've been learning a lot. So I'm part of this community. Okay, we have an online university that goes through exactly what you need to know to be profitable in Forex. And this is designed for beginners, but there's also training for advanced, for intermediate and advanced. So it's really something for everybody. And they do 3 live sessions a day with profitable, successful traders, live sessions. We have what's called study hall, where that's live as well. You're with an experienced trader, profitable trader, that's going over the concepts that are taught in the online university in a live session in a more intimate environment, where questions can be answered. We have weekly market overview, where you have a experienced and profitable trader going through and going over what he or she sees in the markets for the week, what setups they're looking at. And it's really quite incredible. If you want to learn this very valuable skill, it's where you want to be. I have a link right above you can click on and go ahead and become a part of that community. But okay, so let's go over this. All right, I'm already almost 6 minutes in. I haven't even talked about what I've been doing. All right. So early in the week, did I do 1 or 2 videos this week? I can't remember about the trades I took. I did a video on gold. I don't know if you saw it, but I did a video on gold, what I caught on gold, why I took the trade, why I exited the trade. And to be honest with you, like, it kind of blows my mind that I'm even able to share with you what it is I'm doing. It kind of blows my mind that I'm even able to be winning these trades, taking these trades on my own. These are not trade alerts. These are not signals. These are my own trades. These are trades that I'm finding on my own based on the education that's provided in our community. So to say, obviously it works. Obviously it works. Okay. Am I a professional? Am I an expert? Absolutely not. I'm taking my knocks. But I'm definitely learning and I'm definitely getting better. Okay. So I'm going to just give you the numbers this week. And I've been getting better at tracking, but I'm still not the best at it. I really need to get this on a spreadsheet or something, but for now it's in a notebook. So I had 16 wins, 5 losses. 16 wins, 5 losses. That's pretty substantial. I do have a trade in right now with Odd USD. I was actually going to show you my chart and all that, but I decided not to do that. But that's actually in right now. And I'm kind of beating myself up just because I got in the trade a little prematurely. And I knew today was Friday. And typically on Fridays, the market's slower because you only have one market open, which is the New York market. So there's not as much movement. There's not as much volatility. Sure, I'm saying that wrong. Not as much movement. Okay, price doesn't move as much because we don't have London going and all that. So it kind of just died out. It's kind of just consolidating, which it means price isn't going up or down. It's just kind of in one place. So it's not trending. It's not really doing much. It's not even ranging. It's just consolidating. That's all it's doing. But I did see what's called a head and shoulders pattern. I have talked about this previously, and that's a reversal pattern that's telling you that most likely price is going to go down. It's going to be a sell. So I did see that on the hour time frame, and that's one of the reasons why I took the trade. It was also near a smart money zone or a reversal block, or a continuation block, whatever it's called. I don't know the exact. I don't want to say that wrong, but I'm just saying that's why I basically took it. But it was a little premature. I should have waited for price to go a little lower down, look for the wick entry, but that's what I did. Okay, so 16 wins, 5 losses. I have a couple of trades that, for whatever reason, I forgot to write the results of what happened with those. Either maybe they just weren't trades I really stayed in long, or I'm not really sure. Okay, so pip count. Let's go over the pip count. Okay, so I did take a number of gold trades this week. And gold, I've been told that it goes by like 1,000 pips. So like if you think it's like what is it? So for example, if you were to catch 125 pips, it would be 1,250 pips. Okay, now I added these up for both ways. So I added them up for actually just the regular way. and then I added it up with 1,000 pips because I'm not, I'm asking people to let me know, like, hey, how do you calculate this? Because I'm not 100% sure on that, and I want to make sure I have it right. I don't want to be saying something incorrectly. So anyway, so I'll start with what I lost. I lost 175 pips. 175. Okay. Now, if I don't add the 1,000 for gold, I made 456 pips. So I lost 175, made 456. Subtract that from the 175. I don't know what the difference is because I didn't think about doing that. But obviously, I was positive pips this week. Now, if you add the 1,000 on gold, if you're calculating that way, it would have been 3,390 pips. Okay, so positive pip count, positive wins, definitely doing something right. Okay, I definitely like to clean up the 5 losses, but you're going to lose. This is a game of probabilities, and there are going to be losses. You just want to make sure your wins are greater than your losses, and it's really important when it comes to risk management. So I want to talk just a little bit about some of the changes I made this week than what I've done in the past. And I think that's probably why I had better results. So one of the things I did was I only traded 3 pairs. Actually, there was 4, but then I stopped. Okay. So I was doing Great Britain pound and Australian dollar. Okay. GA. And I caught like 22 pips on that. I think I had one that hit stop loss, but I stopped doing that one because I realized that, like, I was looking at the earnings and I was like, well, what's going on here? Why are these lower? Like there should be more here. And then I realized it was the exchange rate. I'm in the United States, so it's the exchange rate. That's where I'm getting dinged. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna really trade those anymore. I'm gonna focus on my currency, right? So I chose 3 pairs. I chose AUD USD, so Australian dollar, United States dollar, obviously. GU, Great Britain pound, USD, and gold. Okay, and that's primarily what I focused on. AUD USD is one of the slower moving pairs. GU is more of a mid to fast pair, and then gold is fast. Okay, so I have a range. AUD USD and gold tend to move the same way. GU pretty much too, and that's good to know, right? So those are the pairs I'm really going to be diving deep into. Those are the pairs I'm going to really be focusing on because I was watching the study hall throughout the week, which really, I think that's one of the reasons too why my numbers improved because I'm just kind of going over some of the more basics, right? Like a refresher, going back to learning the basics. And, I think I cleaned up some things that way. Another thing I did, okay, so one of the things that our educators tell us is to focus on 1 to 3 pairs, or even just one, and master the 1 pair, right? And what novices do is they like to try to do every pair, right? Whatever comes up, they want to be in. But when you do that, you don't really, and you don't know what the pair does. You don't know how the pair moves. You don't know how it retraces. You don't know what times a day it moves. You don't know these things. That's definitely going to affect you. So you're always going to be kind of playing this guessing game. So that's going to affect your win-loss ratio for sure. So some of the other things I did was I started looking at the higher time frame more, so the 4-hour time frame versus the lower time frames. And I was always looking at the higher time frames, but I started putting the Fibonacci retracement tool on the 4-hour. And what this did was this kind of showed me like, okay, so on the higher time frame, I could see what price overall is doing. I could see the bigger picture. And then I would go to the smaller time frame and I would put the Fibonacci on the smaller time frame. And I could see like, okay, so this is where it's going. This is where this is where on the 4-hour it could go, and that would just kind of give me an idea of really how much further could price go. Because if I know where it retraces on the 4-hour, then it gives me an idea of where it's going to go. Let's say it's a buy and it's in retracement. I could see that that's where it's going to go. That may make no sense to you whatsoever, but this is just me recording what I've been learning. Okay. So that was a big change in what I was doing. Definitely seeing that more clearly. Definitely able to catch bigger moves. And also another thing I did that's been helping a lot is as soon as my trade goes into profit, about 10 pips, maybe 20 pips, I move it into stop profit, which means you move your stop loss up. So if price comes back down, you at least have some profits. So I definitely started doing that because in the past I have had price come back down and keep going down and completely lose the trade and lose money alongside it. So it's better to keep your profits. One of the traders says you can't go broke collecting profits, right? So that's something else that I've started to practice as well. That's really helped as well. Okay, so that's pretty much my update for this week. Again, if you want to learn this very valuable skill, I'm actually going to put this on here. You can go. My mouse is not working. Okay, you go right there, paulgfarmer.com/high income skill, and that will bring you give you access to our community, where you'll get access to our online university, the live trading sessions, the trade alerts, the study hall, and the market overview, the weekly market overview, and just the community. Okay, so that's really powerful. If you'd like to know more information about it, you can go right there to paulgfarmer.com/win together, and you'll be able to learn more about this community, what it's about, why it's so powerful, why it's changing lives, and why this is a skill that everybody and anybody wants to learn. Okay. You may not want to learn it, but in my opinion, this is something I believe 110% everybody needs to learn. I really do believe that, especially since there's less jobs, right? A lot of those aren't coming back, and it's just good to be able to create your own income without having to depend on anybody else. So it's always good to be growing. It's always good to be getting better, right? And learning a skill that pays, I just can't see a downside. I talk to way too many people daily that are just struggling, that don't have any money, that, they're just not in a good place. So this is an actual real skill. $6 trillion, $6.9 trillion go through this a day. Your bank is using your money to make more money in the Forex markets. So why aren't you making money? And the only reason you're not is because you don't know how. Maybe no one's ever told you. Maybe someone has told you, but they told you it was hard. But my opinion, and I'm going to leave it at this, okay? My opinion is it's damn hard to be broke. That's hard. That is hard. It's hard to be in lack. That is hard. It's hard to tell your kid you can't get him what he wants because you don't have the money. That is hard. It's hard not to be able to go on that vacation. That is hard, right? So what's the solution? Become a member of our community. Start learning this skill that will make a difference for you. Allow those things to happen for you. And that's it. That's all I got. Okay. So enjoy your weekend and go Lakers.